So, well, for the European Union, they're charging us 39%, and we're going to start charging them 20%. So pretty much, 50%. So we're going to be charging them half of what they're charging us. So I should have been a little bit clearer on that. And then you have Vietnam charging us 90%, and we're going to start charging them over 45%. So it's going to be a big move as far as income coming back into the country and bringing jobs back into the country. But as far as being 100% reciprocal of what these countries are charging us, they're getting a 50% discount right now. And so I think that's what I mean. You're going to start seeing a big relief there from other countries and from the stock market surge.
Wow. Okay. The president was being generous because he started off by saying what they do to us, we will do to them. But it sounds like we're giving them a bit of a break.
A huge break. If that's what they were expecting, that's a huge break. So it's got to be, I mean, it's still going to be a sting to them. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot of other countries. They're big and blustering right now. And I think we can start seeing them backing off. And I think you're going to start seeing them with these taxes, them backing down, because I think it's going to hurt them a good bit as far as what they're able to, to bring over here. And it's going to be great as far as companies like Honda building plants in the Midwest. And you've got lots of jobs starting to come back already to the U.S. And it's going to start making people buy U.S. But the 25% tariff on the automobiles, like that's sticking. So if you're going to buy that new convertible Porsche, make sure you do that now.
Buy American. What are you talking about? He also gave tax incentives to buy American as well. Tesla, made in America, FYI. There's still concern, though, about a trade war that could lead to higher prices. Like, maybe they hit back. He's not doing an exact reciprocal hit, but maybe it makes him angry enough where they hit back a little bit, and then that escalates. That'll, make for higher prices, reduce consumer spending, supply chain disruptions. Would this hurt? Some people say that this would hurt businesses both here and abroad. Also, investor confidence could drop, leading to market volatility. Are you concerned about any of this?
I'm not that concerned about it. I think if we do see any of that, it's going to be very short term. You'll see, companies that bluster and they start talking a big game. You had Canada who's like, oh, we're going to start charging you this and charging you that, but they need us way more than we need them. And it's just the same thing with Mexico. You saw that for a while. And I think that you're going to see these companies, start talking and maybe doing something reactionary, but then they're going to feel it. They're going to feel it way more than we, because we consume everything, right? We consume everything these guys are sending us. And especially like with India, and you were talking about steel. And it's so important that long term that it's nice to see a pro-America stance where we want to manufacture things here in the U.S. And just so you know, Alicia, I bought my wife a Bronco, so we kept it it here in the U.S. We didn't go overseas.
Very good, very good. Okay, so Trump also said that this will lead to stronger competition and actually lower prices for consumers. So complete opposite of what the critics are saying. What's your take on that?
I think so. I think a lot of it's going to be the opposite of what the critics are going to think. The critics are the critics, and it always ends up being the opposite. So you have, a lot of the special interests that, are thinking global and might be hurting a lot of big companies like BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street and a lot of these big global companies that have a presence worldwide. But as far as American companies and what we can expect for prices here, it's just a pro move of buying here in America versus going overseas. And again, I think it's going to be, other countries that are just going to end up getting hurt a lot more on the trade. And hopefully that helps them bring down these tariffs. Hopefully like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. We've been taking advantage of you. We've been charging too much for too long, and start bringing down some of these tariffs that, in a lot of these instances are crazy. You have like Japan's got a 700% tariff on rice. So some of these things are a little ridiculous, but they got to protect themselves, but they need to compromise in other places.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.